Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here we are. I got the notification the other day that it was a 1 year anniversary for me and the Izzo. I'm like, whoa, I better do a full review of the Izzo and how I feel about it. Is it the unicorn bike? For me, I would say pretty close. Does it check all the boxes off that I think the way I rode and how much I rode? Did it fill that gap? Yes, it did. But with the changes I made and how I rode it, which is mainly XC trails. Nothing drastic as far as downhill goes. Well, you can see in the videos if you look back on my channel that it wasn't drastic, and I'm not flying in the air or going over big jumps and stuff. I'm not into taking risks and breaking something on me or on it. That's not going to happen. I do like the weight, which they called it was 28 pounds to ride and pedal. The 29 inch wheels were awesome. The 130 millimeter travel front and back was awesome. Never had an issue with the travel at all. Never clapped the suspension ever once. So for that reason, if you're gonna ride aggressive, yeah, go get a Jeff C or a Capra YT, or a big suspension bike like an enduro or a bigger trail bike. I think they put this in the class of a down country bike, but I gotta say no. I think it's in the trail bike category. Because, I mean, if I really wanted to push it and go for those big downhill runs and jump it and do all that crazy stuff, I definitely think it would have handled it. It could have withstood maybe a bike park, like taking it to Collingwood and do some blue trails on it and some greens, but nothing bigger than that. Yeah, it's made to go uphill beautifully. The 28 tooth front chainring was beautiful for me. I love to climb, but I don't want to work for it. I'm recreational riding, so I'm not racing uphill or I'm not racing downhill. So I mean, like I've said before, ride your own ride because it's your ride. I'm out there enjoying myself. I'm not out there to have a heart attack in the middle of the woods, but I didn't, and that's not what it was for. It was just to make my riding more enjoyable, to get up those climbs that you can't climb. I don't keep my cadence very high anymore. Maybe 170, 160. I don't push it till 190 at all. So it's not worth it because, like I said, I'm recreational riding. I'm not racing. Could this do a race? Sure could. An XC race? Yes. An enduro race? I would say sure. Why not? To the right rider. And maybe even change out the chainring to put it back to the factory 32 in it, for sure. I never cut the bars down. They're 800 millimeters. They're quite wide. I love them. They're perfect. I never had an issue with banging my knuckles, banging my wrists, banging the bars off anything. I love the dropper post. Like I said, I swung this lock over here. In previous videos I showed that. I loved it there. I could grab onto both sides of the grips. Great. These Ergon GA2s were good for big hands. So yeah. Ran through a couple changes this season just to keep everything copacetic. Never had a problem with the new 370 DT Swiss hub now. It was perfect. The only issue I'm going to have is probably servicing it come spring, because DT put their own little video. They have their own little channel, and they want you to use a certain grease in their clutches, and they want you to use the grease, but you can't get it. So that's a pooper. I've had it at my local bike shop looking for it, so hopefully they can, and I can. I'm not going to ride it any part of the winter like when I first got it last year in February. I took her out for some spins, but this year, yeah, no, she's gonna stay in the bike room here, and we're gonna give it a rest. So, or maybe some changes. So I've got a couple of changes coming this spring, and some of you know that are subscribed to my channel. I don't want you to give it away, but there are some changes coming, and it's good. Change is good with anything. It may help, it may not, but it's going to be fun too, more or less. I've ridden electric scooter. I've showed you I rode a snowboard in the winter last year. So Aaron Wade Rides doesn't mean I'm just dedicated to this. It means it could be, the possibilities are endless. So I wanted to say I went through a set of brake pads on this as well. So I've changed the back set of brake pads before the end of the season, and then it's going to need front pads. So I've got them, I just haven't put them on yet. I've just been super busy with work. So, and this other project I've been working on as well. So yeah, so the Yt 2020 Izzo is an awesome bike. I really enjoyed it. It really come to its own when I changed that 28 tooth out. So I think it's worth it for me. What else? I kept an eye on the air pressures for the suspension because, that's what you do, part of your maintenance. Went back to the Maxis, put them on, maybe ride them in the spring, who knows? We'll see. What else? Love the dropper post. I've mentioned it's the perfect height for me. And these blue pedals I got offline, off Amazon actually. But they were great for running flats. And I also ran SPDs on them too, but during the end of the season, I went to I started going other places, like about an hour's drive. A couple other places I really wanted to go and ride to, and they were fun as well. So yeah, no issues at all with this bike. It was incredible. Would I own another one? Sure would. and no trouble with the reach on it. I didn't have to adjust much. And like I said, I took some of the bolts out and put Loctite and blue Loctite in too as well. I just didn't want anything coming loose. And I would double check all that too as well. Once a month, you bring her in and you bring her in and wash her up, and you check your bolts and you check for scrapes, and it's carbon frame, so you got to check for cracks and all that stuff too. But never had any issues. Seat held up, no rips. And actually, as you know, I ran both tubes in my tire. Never had one flat. So there you go. 30 pounds in my tires. Never had one flat. Never had one flat, which was awesome. So there you go. Would I run tubeless? Probably not. At 30 pounds of pressure in the tire was plenty for me. Like I said, I'm 230 pounds. That weight on the back tire, I never lost traction. And, you know, in all the years I've been riding, I've got a lot of experience riding. So, that being said, I never had any issue with traction and none of that stuff either. So, there you go, guys. 1 year review or 1 season review. Never had an issue with any parts of this Yt Izzo. So, it's an incredible bike for anybody that wants to buy one. You won't be disappointed. I'm not sure who would ride this bike. Maybe an XC rider, a full XC rider could ride this because of the lightness in it. Because they call for 28 pounds. I never weighed it, so I can't be 100%. I'm just referring to what the website says, and yeah, it is light. I'll give you that, and it does pedal very well, up and downhill, so and in between. So, guys, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. The ones that I do have, I appreciate it. It's the end of January here now, and there's lots of snow out there. And it's been cold up and down in the weather here in Ontario. But we're making do, and January's almost over, so February's coming. And then after February's March, so all exciting stuff. And I got this new project that I think I'm not going to reveal it to you until spring, but if you stay tuned, and I can surprise you with this new project I have, and hopefully you'll be surprised as much as I am, because I have done this in the past, so I'm going to enjoy it again. This time with a little bit more open-minded to it. So, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Share it. Tell people about my channel if you want. And let's grow it a little bit more if you want. I'll have some other crazy content for you. And, you know, take care. Hopefully you're well. I'm well. So is my family. So we're all healthy, mind you. Nobody's come to this COVID. It's still here, so unfortunately, we're still dealing with issues with the COVID. So I'm 3 vaccines in now, so we'll see what comes next. So, take care, guys. Thanks again. Have a great night. Bye-bye.